This was the last photo of Steve Jobs before his death in 2011. So you see, Steve Jobs was a native speaker. He was only 56 years old when he died. So he was charismatic, he was fluent, he had no difficulties communicating with people in English, and he was able to do awesome presentations, sell, pitch, and teach people. But you have less than 56 years already, because every minute you spend at B1 level is a minute you waste. So if you want to achieve something great in life, you need to become fluent in English as soon as possible. Because without good English, you cannot communicate, you cannot present, you cannot teach, you cannot even sell. To do that, you need to think differently. So in this video, I'll teach you how you can learn English without grammar, like no grammar at all. So there's just three simple levels to it. The first level, the second level, and the third level that are going to help you learn and master your English so you can communicate with people just like Steve Jobs. Level 1. When I started learning English, I was just watching Minecraft Let's Plays all day long. But then I realized that, watching Minecraft Let's Plays helped me to understand English. Now I understand English on a good level and I have no difficulties understanding native speakers, but I still have a problem with articulating my thoughts, and I still have a problem with understanding some difficult topics. So I decided to watch something else instead. I started watching videos about this program called Blender 3D, and I wanted to learn how to make 3D models. And so as a result, I switched from entertainment to education. And that helped me tremendously to develop my English skills. For you, it could be watching TV shows, let's say Breaking Bad, about chemistry, drugs, and stuff, and then watching videos about chemistry. I, I'm not sure what you're gonna do with this information, but you get the point. So it could be like a different TV show. Maybe you're watching a TV show about hackers, and then you suddenly become a programmer or something. You start watching videos about how to become a programmer. The opportunities are limitless, so maybe you just want to learn how to play the piano. First things first, you probably listen to a lot of music because you enjoy music. So if you enjoy music, you can watch videos about how to learn and play piano instead. So of course there are some videos about how to play piano, but there's no person who explains stuff. There's just piano playing, and you just need to copy from the video in order to learn the song. But there are also videos where you can just simply learn how to play the piano with a person, with a real person who explains you how to do that. This is really important. So also maybe you're watching some fitness vlogs or just vlogs, and instead of doing that, instead of kind of wasting your time, you can start watching educational videos about fitness, how to go to the gym, how to train your biceps, or how to do something else. So the question is, where is grammar? As you can see, if you watch Minecraft Let's Plays or watch TV shows or listen to music, you don't need grammar for that. You just simply immerse yourself in English, and as a result, you will be able to understand English on a good level. And so the next step is to just practice doing something in English, that requires you to take action. So first, you were just passively learning English by watching Let's Plays or TV shows or something else. You were not doing anything, you're just sitting. But then if you actually start using your hands or your mind or something else in order to engage with the content, that's when you level up in English as well. So I went from A1 to B1 without learning grammar by just shifting from entertainment to education. Because right now you're watching this education video, that's awesome. You're leveling up your English, and also you are basically leveling up your English in your mind as well, your intuitive English, the English that you actually use to speak, and that's awesome. So that's going to help you level up your English. And when you take action, for example, if you watch a fitness video about how to go to the gym and you start going to the gym, that's just the next level. Like, can you imagine who you will become in just a year if you just switch from entertainment to education? First, you're going to learn English, and second, you are going to improve yourself tremendously as well. And maybe you will potentially learn a really valuable skill. Not, hopefully, it's not chemistry, but maybe you do want to learn chemistry for a different purpose, but that's a side point, okay? So then let's talk about the second level. The first level is pretty simple, and when you do that, you will basically get to B1 level. So the second level is level 2. And here it gets interesting. So I used to watch all these different tutorials about how to make 3D models. Of course, it's awesome to have a purpose and it's awesome to do the thing that you love. But at the same time, you need to make money and that's your goal. I forgot my main goal. When I started doing 3D models, I became obsessed with it. I even bought a 3D printer in order to print those 3D models I've created. The thing is, I spent a lot of time on this, but I didn't develop the valuable skill that could make me a lot of money. And that was my biggest problem. I was a quiet artist. I spent a lot of time at home. I was doing those 3D models. I didn't talk to anyone. That was the problem. I was just spending all of my time making those 3D models, correcting, printing, texturing, and doing all of that stuff, but I never thought about actually speaking about what I'm doing, articulating my thoughts, right? Or trying to sell my 3D models. That was a big problem. And remember that your main goal in English is to communicate, present, teach, and sell. Because English is like an instrument. You're using it to sell the stuff that you're doing. So maybe you're a 3D modeler, maybe you're an internet marketer, maybe you're a business owner and you're a business owner in your native language. So you know all these skills, but you know them in your native language, and that could be a problem. You want to shift from being a quiet artist to being a loud artist, the artist who can actually talk about the stuff that he's doing or she and sell it, right? Sell it to somebody. So I did that by making my own YouTube videos. So as you can see, I was doing those 3D models, I was printing them, but then I was like, what if I create my own YouTube channel and talk about it? That's when I became the loud artist. That's when I was able to express my ideas and talk about what I'm doing. And it's an awesome feeling when you can do that. Because if you're just sitting quietly at home with no friends and with no people to communicate with, it's a boring existence, right? For you, it could be something else. Maybe you're a copywriter. Maybe you want to learn copywriting, or you're already a proficient copywriter, let's say in your native language, but you want to do that in English as well. So even if you learn those copywriting skills, if you don't share them with other people, if you don't teach other people how you did that, if you have no like-minded people who are just like you, let's say other copywriters, there is no way you are going to promote your skills. It's going to be a lot more difficult. You need to build a network of people who do the same thing as well, with whom you can talk about that. So I also have my own community where I talk about English and stuff. That's how I was able to develop my skills of speaking about English, right? That's how I was able to articulate myself better, by just talking to other people about the same topic and teaching them about it. There's also another example with my friend. So my friend is a tattoo artist, and I decided to help him create his own YouTube channel in English. Well, it was kind of difficult for him, especially in his first video, because his level is like B1 or something. So it was really difficult for him to communicate with others on camera. He just basically learned a script, but still he tried to promote himself on camera by recording videos. And there's another example with one of my friends, Saver. So he created his first video in English on YouTube and just decided to talk about stuff. And he decided to become the loud artist as well. So he's an internet marketer and also a content creator as well. So he helps other people create content on YouTube, but he also wanted to create his own YouTube channel because, well, he helps other people. Why not create his own YouTube channel? So he decided to do that in English, and the results were amazing. I mean, his video turned out to be really good, and right now he develops his spoken English as well. So for you, it may be creating videos, or maybe it could just be talking to other people and building a network. Or maybe it's just posting posts online. Like, why not? So you need to become the loud artist, because if you don't tell people about the stuff that you're doing, there's no way you're going to become successful, because people are not going to know about you in the first place. And I was able to level up to level 2 and level 3 without learning grammar. Because it's not about learning from your English tutor or teacher. It's about talking to real people and practicing. It's not about immersing in textbooks and sitting all day at home making those 3D models, right? It's about putting yourself out there and showing to people the stuff that you're doing in order to promote yourself. But of course, you need good English speaking skills for that. And to achieve those skills, all you have to do is to just practice. So there will be times when you will feel that you lack grammar. You will feel like, well, I don't know, I just don't feel like speaking today because I made so many mistakes and I feel stupid about that. I think people are started judging me because of that. And so you find an English tutor or teacher to solve your problem. And then you become self-conscious and unsure about your skills. You feel like you need to use this new word that English tutor gave you, or you feel like, well, I made this mistake again, like people are gonna think that I'm stupid. So you start thinking more about English rather than in English. You understand? So it's like when you think about English, all of the memory that you have in your head goes to thinking about English. It goes to thinking about grammar rules. It goes to thinking about vocabulary that you're going to use. It goes to think about what people are going to think of you. And it's really difficult to live that way. And it's really difficult to speak that way. What you really want is to just think in English. You just need to have all these thoughts in English. And this way, you're going to speak a lot better and you're going to make a lot less grammar mistakes. Because when you speak, you have literally no time to think about English and you have no free memory to think about English. You only have memory to think in English. So, English tutors and teachers are important. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, stop talking to your English tutor. No, but they're only important for people who want to get to C2 level, who really want to nail all these different grammar rules, who really want to nail their pronunciation and vocabulary. But if you want to speak as soon as possible, you need to focus on what will bring you most progress. So in this case, in our case, you just want to start speaking and you want to speak fluently, present stuff. And it's not about making mistakes, right? It's not about thinking about making mistakes because like even Steve Jobs made mistakes in his presentation. It doesn't matter. People don't even notice that, okay? People don't care about you making mistakes. That's completely normal. So just simply think about what will bring you the most amount of progress, which is actually just practicing. And if we really want to solve this problem, we just need to change our thinking. For example, Steve Jobs, if he couldn't solve a problem in 10 minutes, he needed to step away and go for a walk. So he did this because he wanted to change his perspective on something. So if you really think about it, you already know every single grammar rule. You have watched thousands of videos online in English. So if you haven't watched thousands of videos online in English, just start watching tutorials, right? But if you've already watched thousands of videos online, you probably know every single grammar rule in English, unconsciously, of course. So you've read books in English. Maybe you speak daily in English as well. So the thing is, you don't need to learn grammar at all. The only thing you actually need is to just practice. And you need right kind of practice that will bring you results. So in one sentence, what you really need to do in order to practice is to just watch the right stuff, watch educational videos, speak about these videos or about the topic that you're passionate about, and get feedback on your speech. That's it. That's how you can get to C1 level easily in English. And now, in closing, I wanted to quote a famous entrepreneur, Alex Hormozy. The most valuable money making skill to learn in 2024 or 2025, if you are outside the United States, is how to speak English. Because if you can't speak English, you can't sell the stuff that you're actually doing. If you really want to make money online, all you have to do is to just learn English and become proficient in it. So, if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts, let me know down in the comments. Subscribe, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.